Hello everyone. Let me move on to the topic. The topic is eval inquiry. Okay. First, let me say the following. And we are importing numpy as np and importing pandas as pd. N rows and n columns. We are assigning n rows. The values of n rows is 10,000. 1 tens, hundreds, thousand, 10,000 lakh. Okay, 1 lakh, and the n columns is 100. Okay, and we are assigning n rows and n columns as this. Okay, and then rnc is equal to random set of 42, random set of 42. What is this? If you have watched my previous video, you may know the answer for this. And this is nothing but every time we must get a constant value, right? The value must not change, so that we are using this since the value must not change. For every time we are accessing, it must have the same value, same number of values, so that we are using random set dot of 42. Okay, and d1f, df2, d1, df2 and df3 and df4 as pd dot data frame of. We are moving that into a data frame. You know what is data frame, right? Now this is data frame. This arrangement of this is called data frame. Okay, and then rnc dot rand of n rows and n columns. We are assigning, we have this, right? N rows and n columns. Rnc dot random. We are assigning some random values into that rnc with n rows and n columns, with 1 lakh rows and 100 columns. Okay, this must happen loop. Okay, till it gets over, till that in range of 4. Okay, for all these 4 it must happen, so that we are putting for I in range of 4. Can you understand this part? First of all, first import numpy as np, import pandas as pd, n rows and n columns, assigning the values. Rnc is equal to np dot random dot translate. Why are using this? Because we must have the constant value, right? And we are assigning for these 4 values, we are using pd dot data frame of. We are assigning in data frame, so we are using data frame rnc dot rand of n rows and n columns. Okay, for I in range of 4. Why for I in range of 4? For we are using for these 4 values, so that we are using I in range of 4. If you are using only 3 values, you can use I in range of 3. Okay, and we are just simply printing the values of this. Okay, and then we're printing and saying seeing a simple value of one single value. Okay, and let me move on to this. This is percentage time at df1 comma df2 comma df3 df4 plus. Okay, df1 plus df2 plus df3 plus df4. This is just because this is a magic function. Percentage time rate is a magic function, and which means it brings the time for the execution of this particular code. If you want to know the execution of the particular code, we can use this magic function. It's called inline magic function. We can use this. Okay, and this is the purpose of this. Okay, and then percentage time at pd dot eval of. We are using this in string. We have passed the same word here, right? And we are passing this in string. How to pass this in string? We must put pd dot eval of. Eval is a function in pandas, so we are using pd. We are imported pd, right? As pandas is pd, so that pd dot eval of, we are passing this in string. Okay, and this what is the purpose of this? We are using this. So what is the purpose of this? See, we are using percentage time it to get the time of it, so we are using here also to get the time of it. So now we are knowing what is the difference between these two. See, here it takes 161 milliseconds for execution of this program, whereas if we give in pd.eval, it takes only 49.8 milliseconds for the execution of the program. So it takes time reducibility. We must execute the time faster, right? So that we are using pd.eval, which makes the code faster. Okay, this is the purpose of eval. Okay, I hope you understand. Okay, eval real time reducibility, eval we are using for time reducibility. Next we are going to use all close. Compares the two result. If the two result is same, it executes the true, else false. You can understand that. And we did all close of df d2 d3. We have done here, right? We can, what we can do is that we can assign df as one variable, and we can do all these things in that variable, and then we can put here. Otherwise directly we can put here. We are putting these two variables. Okay, this one and this one. Okay, and we did all close off. We are putting all close just because to compare. I put here, right? Compare the two results. If two result is same, it executes the true, else false. Okay, df d2 d3 d4 d5. We are assigning 5. Okay, 5 for I in range of 5. I already said you, right? For 4 means you have to put in range of 4, for 5 means you have to put in range of 5. It is according to your choice, okay. And n rows, n columns, this is right. What is the purpose of this? R and Z we have assigned it before, right? And so we can use index, like shift tab. If you plus, you can check the functionality of this low, high and size. What is this? From where to start and where to end. It just mean, let me explain you. This is, what is this? Low, high and to end. For this is starting and this is ending and this is number of columns. See, if you take this, it must start in 0 rows, and the numbers, these are the numbers. To with the we can start, you can use the numbers from 0 to 1000. You can use these numbers inside this, but it must contain this 100, right? 100 rows and 3 columns. This is the purpose of this. It can contain the values of 0 to 1000, but it must not exceed the rows and columns of 100 and 3. That is the purpose of this. Can you understand this? Okay. And result 1 is equal to df into we are doing some values, okay, doing some values or doing some functions into it, and we are doing the same in p.eval, and if we are checking both these things are true, okay, true, okay. And these are the same, okay, these are the same as did before. And as we did before, right, for 100 rows and 300 columns, 100 rows and 3 columns, the same, but we are doing that with a column. Before we did with nothing, so that it came 0 1 2 0 1 2. Here we are doing with the column name, so it came as a b c, so it is assigned as a b c. Here we did not give any he did not give anything, right? So that any specification for the numbers, right? Any specification for the numbers, like we have given here as 0 to 1000. We did not give anything here, so it only prints 100 rows and 3 columns, okay. That is the purpose of this, okay. 100 rows and 3 columns, okay. And this is because this value is different from this. I have done something different from this, so that it shows it is wrong, it is false. So I need to show you, right, something is true and something is false, so that I did this, okay. Result 1 is equal to, this is different from this, so that it shows this, okay. And we are doing as result 3 is equal to we are comparing result 1 and result 2. It is true, okay. This is nothing but df dot a plus df dot b, that we can write as a plus b, and df dot something we can write directly as c minus 1. Without using df here, you can use directly df here. Understand? Df you are writing here, right? Without that, we can use directly use it instead of p.eval, you can use df.eval, df.dataframe.eval, okay. df.eval is equal to this. If you can compare these and these two will give a true value, so that this is the value of that, okay. And df dot head is nothing, very good, okay. 0 to 5, it prints 5 values, right, okay, okay. So that df dot eval of we are passing some values in place of false. What is this purpose? It is a boolean function, evaluate a string describing operations of the data frame, okay. And in place is a bool type of function. You can use bool true or false. Let me see what happens if I give true here. Nothing happens, right? Nothing happens, nothing more difficult happens, it happens the same, okay. It prints the same values. In place of false, it prints the same values. D is equal to a plus b plus c. Let me show you again. It prints the same values, right? And it has nothing, no significant procedure here, and you can directly print, it can directly give in place. You need not give this, okay. You need not give this, it is just for some purpose, some for identification of something. If you do not need that, you need not give. Eval of we have given something, and different head we have given, okay. And that's all. Then we have query function. We have query function. Query function is nothing but similar to eval. Let me explain query also, okay. In rows and columns random, right? If we are assigning column mean to df dot mean of 1, okay. With df dot mean is defined as column, okay, column mean, okay. So that result 1 is equal to df of a plus column mean. This is for normal df. For eval, we must use a plus at of column. At of column means refers that this mean stored to some value, so that we must name it as at in eval. In eval, we are using it at. So when we are defining some assigned values, we must use eval at in eval. Okay. This is basically the function of eval when you are assigning some values to one value. Okay. And result 1 is equal to df of df, something, some values you are printing, and the same values you are checking for eval. That's all. Okay. Result is equal to result 2 is equal to df dot query of. We are checking these two is similar or not. Just because this we have written as pd dot eval, here we are writing as df dot query. You can also write df here by removing pd of eval. The same is done for eval query also. Okay, the same, nothing more different. You can use eval or query. Okay, and query of the same as you do for what is that as you do for eval, you can say do everything that you do for eval also you can do in query. That is the expression of that. Okay, and that's all about eval and query. So thank you for watching this video fully. Thank you.